Welcome back to the Brotherhood of Gaming show, where we love music videos. Sometimes. I'm William Morris, the garbage man.
I'm Mega Man Zero.
Get the f*** out of here. Get out of my room.
and I'm Vash.
The best Mega Man that ever was.
Wow, talk about kissing ass.
That's right.
Hey, Optimus Rhyme?
Better. Are you the giant robot with the testicles?
Does that exist?
Yeah. In the Transformers 2 movie, there's a giant ass transformer that has
I think it was Devastator.
That has two giant wrecking balls for testicles. I'm not kidding.
Yep, let's Google it. You said it was Devastator?
I think it's Devastator. Yeah.
It's like Michael Bay. He had to do it. He's like, I bet you they're gonna give me an Oscar.
Oh man! As soon as I typed in his name, it said it auto-corrected the balls of steel. Wow, you were kidding. There are two big giant balls.
Yep, that's right.
Why?
Somebody was really bored that night.
Or really horny and just said, you know what, this giant ass robot, you know what he needs more than anything? He needs a giant scrotum, and he will wreck with it. Okay, anyway, speaking of wrecked, so the band, what are they called? The Fjords. The Fjords. Okay.
Like Bjork, but with an F?
Yeah.
Got it.
Okay, so the Fjords. They released a music video last week.
Yeah.
With a brand new song. Now, whether or not you like their type of genre, I'm not really sure on what type it is.
I'm not sure either. It's kind of...
I don't know. Like, it's hard. I don't know. That just goes to show you how in tune with genres we are. I'm not sure. I'm not really sure what kind of song it is. But really, it's not the song that's the...
The song's called All In.
Yeah, the song really isn't the highlight of the video. However, what it is the music video itself is very controversial, for good reasons. Okay, so it takes place what looks like in the 80s, given what's in there. Like, you have a little boy, looks like he's about maybe 10, 11, around there, and in his room you see a little plushie of Gizmo from Gremlins. You see, like, Star Wars minis, Star Wars toys, stickers all over his bedroom door. So it's total retro dudes. And he's got a Nintendo Entertainment System hooked up to his television. So he starts getting dressed. He pulls out, like, spoilers, by the way.
Yeah.
Spoilers. You might want to go and check out the music video, actually. In fact, that'd probably be easier. Yeah. In fact, you know what? Yeah, just do that. We'll put a link in the video description. So instead of explaining the whole thing, just go and watch the music video, come back, and then we'll just talk about it. Make it easier. So yeah. So you know how the music video ends. What do you think about it?
I guess I'll go first because I put on the music video now. So when I first saw this and you were telling me about it, I was like, oh, maybe it's a child with a gun. You told me about it, and I was like, man, people are probably overreacting because people take the smallest things and turn into the biggest problem, until I saw him shoot that first guy in the face, and I was like, well, yeah, I can see exactly why people are unhappy with this. Because the video is a very good concept. Like, it's very interesting. I've never seen something like this before.
It's very well put together. Like, it's very movie quality stuff.
It's excessively, like, Tarantino violent.
Right.
And it's like, what's the context here?
Just for the... I think they just did this just to get attention. And they did that. And while it is... When I watched... when I first heard about this video, and Bill... I think between the three of us, Bill was the first one to see this video.
I was the first one to watch it.
Yeah.
I came across it. Like, people were talking about it. I'm like, what is this, Fjords?
And then I watched it, and Bill said something that I agreed with. That perfectly reflected my feelings. Like, I don't know how to feel about this, and I felt the same way. As like, on one hand, it is an interesting piece of art. I mean,
I can see what they were trying maybe to do with this, but I can also see how this can quickly turn on its head.
Well, I think what they were trying to do was get attention for themselves. Because, hey, we did this video. Let's take this subject that's very, controversial. Very touchy. Does video games cause violence? And there's, no concrete evidence that they do or do not. But let's just do this and go with it. Now, on one hand, it's a great piece of work, but on the other hand, I think it's also very lacking in the taste department, considering the fact that we've had several shootings at schools over the past several years, and it seems like the main reason is because the person who did this played first-person shooters, and so therefore he was reenacting it, and it was
I think what backs up that argument is you look at the names of the cartridges.
Yeah. Yeah, no. In the game, the 8-bit cartridges have like knives, shotgun,
pistol,
rocket.
Yeah.
Others that he didn't use, surprisingly.
And another problem too with this video is that you really have no context of what's going on.
Yeah, you really don't. Like when they were making this video, like I can see how if they were gonna think positively about it, it would have been like a form of an anti-bullying, inward fantasy sort of thing, where maybe this kid was bullied. And he was.
If they showed like some flashbacks.
Yeah, or maybe showed him with a black eye or something, or like showed that he was bullied.
Pushed around.
Yeah, like maybe he was using the Nintendo Entertainment System to fantasize about.
Oh, you just that hit me like a brick wall. I'm sorry for cutting you off, but yes, like he's okay. Continue.
Yeah, where he could be fantasizing about taking out his pursuers in a fictional universe, and I think we've all had that from time to time, right? Mm-hmm. Like it's like a healthy form of escapism. Yet on the other hand, you have what you're seeing in front of you. You don't know that though. You're seeing a kid going on a rampant killing spree. And potentially because of the video games that he's played, because we don't know this kid, we don't feel for him, we don't know what he's been through, what he's done. He literally could be like a young Charles. Yeah.
What you're saying is it hits it right on the mark, and there's no, like I said, you don't
relationship.
Feel anything.
We don't know him.
The way it would have been like a lot more powerful if you saw this whole thing go down. And then, like, after he shoots the guy and he's walking away all, satisfied, then the next scene you see the kid, he's like sitting alone in his room and like this with a zapper in his hand and like the TV screen is like all fuzzy white. And then you're like, oh, okay, this whole thing was just a fantasy in his mind or something.
Yeah, just imagine.
Yeah, that would have at least ended on a little bit of a lighter note, but then you'd have the argument, well, if he's fantasizing about his head, what's stopping him from eventually going out and doing it? Because you know how they like to.
At least then that kind of brings up, at least it gives it more of a conversation. This is actually more the way the video was shot seems more like like you were saying, like a Tarantino style, like extremist kind of shock kind of thing.
Shock value.
Yeah, shock value kind of thing. Instead of actually trying to send like a message.
Or if it's a message, it's a very confused one.
Right, because there's no context.
So it's like, what are you trying to tell us, that bullies are bad and like you can escape into your video games to get away from them and also exact fantastical revenge, or are you trying to say that video games cause violence and this is what we're looking forward to?
We don't know. Everything is just so ambiguous. That's why I just kind of feel like, well, this whole thing was just put together because this would give us some flavor, give us some flow, give us some.
I thought that maybe they just did it because they just thought it was a cool idea. Like,
right.
That'd be really cool, but didn't think about it.
Right, didn't think about it all the way. I was like, well,
or they probably made
something like this. Why don't you?
Or they probably they probably made it knowing that it would be controversial, and they purposely left it ambiguous just for guys like us to talk about it and get it more hype.
Yeah,
and it's working.
Right.
But with the unfortunate downside to this is it is kind of a bad thing for it to be like this, because video games and gamers in general are already put in a pretty tragic light via what's going on with the negativity surrounding Gamergate, the feminazis trying to turn gamers against each other and put it on their head about us being anti-feminism and us, going on about our thing. And of course the media, is not helping by saying that video games are causing us to go on school shootings and are desensitizing us to violence and making it acceptable in our lives. And with videos like this, they're not helping.
It just seems like the three of us who are in this hobby, it seems like we're constantly defending
what doesn't, a hobby that shouldn't need defending.
We're constantly defending, or at least trying to explain, why we're in this sort of thing. Well, Vash, how do you see it from your end on this thing?
On like what I think they were doing?
Yeah.
Or the moral, like where can this lead?
Yeah, or the problems that it could possibly show.
Maybe nothing.
Maybe nothing. But
It's just another one of those, like, I don't know. It's hard to. I don't know what they were thinking when they made this. Like I from what I look at it, I just think that maybe
considering you just saw it.
Yeah.
And Gene and I have had days to reflect on this. You're reacting basically the exact same way we did when we first saw it. We don't know what to think about this.
Yeah, like, I don't know if they did this to send a message, or they just thought it was cool, or they wanted to make their video, like, oh, like, because there are certain videos that, like, the music sucks, but the video itself is notorious, and that's what boosts sales or gets people to find out more about them. Like, you never know, they could have just made this just because they knew that video games was a very hot subject with the video games and violence, and they wanted to get out there and make a video so that they'd be like, we may get a lot of flack for this, but there's a possibility we'd gain a lot more, like, listeners. Like, it could have been like that, like, but no one knows.
This reminds me of a certain other controversial thing that did the same thing. Hatred.
Oh, yeah. A funny thing is I actually saw that trailer, like, earlier today.
Yeah, because the company that made that game couldn't be argued to have done the same thing. They were unknowns, so let's make a very controversial game to get our name out there, and it worked.
even though the game doesn't deserve it.
Yeah, the game doesn't deserve it. As
it's like Lara Croft and the Guardian of Light with all the fun stripped out of it.
And it's trying too hard, but whatever.
Yeah, but it's all about getting hype, and getting attention for yourself. So people are gonna do that first and like deal with the consequences later, if they come.
Should there be?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, that's. It's hard to. I don't know. It's crazy. It's like I looked at it and I don't get it. Yeah, like I don't know what they're going with this.
It's like going to an art museum and looking at a Mozart painting and you're sitting there staring at it like, I don't get it.
Yeah, like, I just don't understand what they're, just like you said, like, it would have made more sense if, like, the video opened up with, like, the kid being bullied, and then he goes to his room, and then he turns on his NES, and then, like, maybe it shows him close his eyes, and then the video starts where he goes and he shoots him, then he wakes up, and it's, and he has the zapper at the screen with the white snow. Like, that would make sense, like, it was all, like, he was just thinking about it or whatever, but then it's just, it just happens.
Okay, let us know. You can subscribe, check us out, hashtag TBOG Podcast. You can check out our buddy Vash on his channel, Vash12359. Highly wouldn't recommend it.
Come on.
Okay, I would highly recommend it, but first I'd subscribe to us first, and then I'd click subscribe on his channel, and then click unsubscribe, so just saying. I'm just screwing. Okay, I'm William Morris, the Garbage Man.
I'm Mega Man Zero.
Get the hell out.
Yeah, I'm Kobe Bryant. No, I'm Vash.
Have a good night.